Hi, Alan Stratton from Woodturning. You know, occasionally plans change in a project. Sometimes things just evolve, and then sometimes there's a catastrophe and things have to evolve. Well, that's the case with this Christmas ornament. I wanted to take a piece of scrap laminated wood from a previous project, I don't know how long ago, and turn it into a Christmas ornament for this year's Christmas Ornament Challenge. However, there were a couple missteps along the way, and it changed from being kind of a weird ornament to a bell. So let's make this laminated Christmas bell for the Christmas Ornament Challenge and get over all those humps. This wood is a leftover lamination from some previous project. I cleaned up the edges and glued some veneer in between two pieces, then once again on the sides. After an overnight wait for the glue to dry, I trimmed the ends clean again and mounted it between centers. My plan is to create an oval shape, cut it in half, and reverse mount it into an ornament. To make it as symmetrical as possible, I marked the middle and some marks equal distance from the center. Hopefully, this will help me to not get carried away too much on one end versus the other. Then I can trim back the ends. The final task for now is to cut a shallow tenon on each end before starting a parting cut. I start between centers, but since that can be dangerous to cut clear through, I stop. Then mount the wood in the chuck using the tenon I just made. Then I can safely cut it the rest of the way without the tailstock pressure causing problems. Next, I can start hollowing the end. For me, since this is end grain, it is easier to cut from the middle out with a spindle gouge. That way, I'm cutting into side grain instead of end grain. Then I remember I need to drill a 1/4-inch hole for mounting the ornament. Then measure and check on wall thickness. Then finish hollowing and finish off with a round nose scraper. Then sand and apply some friction polish on the interior. With two parts, I can now do the same thing with the other side. Now I turn to finish the exterior. I've inserted the wood into my chuck to remove the excess nub. The wood jumps out of the chuck. I put it back in and try again, cinched up a little tighter. It jumps out again, back in and a little more tight. This time I resolved to cut with pressure from the tailstock side to help keep the wood in the chuck. But it jumps out again and cracks into 3 pieces. What a bummer. What do I do now? I cannot glue it back together. It's time for a design change using the one good side that remains. But how do I hold it better than the first one? I found a DIY faceplate with a bolt in the middle from past years. That will do, except the hemisphere can still shift. To solve this issue, I mount a piece of scrap on a faceplate. I plan to cut a tenon on it to hold the hemisphere in position. Then, as I finish the tenon, why not try pressing the hemisphere onto the tenon as is, with the live center instead of a bolt. This works fine while I tool it, then sand it and apply shellac friction polish. Now that this project has evolved to become a bell, it needs a short handle.
I mount a short piece of walnut into the long-nosed jaws. This is not a secure mount, but with live center pressure, it should be enough to cut a tenon to hold it better. Now that the wood is secure, I can turn a finial in the form of a handle. For me, my preferred tools are a spindle gouge and my skew. The gouge is for rapid wood removal and for concave shapes that are too tight for the skew. Otherwise, the skew leaves a better finish. Your results may vary. With the shaping finished, I can move on to sanding, finishing, and buffing what is now a Christmas bell ornament. It is a cute little ornament, very appropriate for our Christmas tree and this year's Christmas Ornament Challenge, despite the change in plans. Get started now to plan and make your own ornament. November 30th comes very quickly. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe on my website, tell your friends, and send me your comments and questions. Every week, I make a new wood turning video. Please wear your full face shield anytime the lathe is running. Until next week's video, this is Alan Stratton from As Wood Turns.